Hi, and welcome to Undiscovered Talent. My name is Kelly, and I am your host. I am super excited about this show and really excited about my guest. Her name is Christina Vukel. Christina is a singer, songwriter, and producer. At 16 years old, she's created quite a name for herself in her Florida hometown. She has released 25 songs, which includes an album, They Say. She has appeared in many prestigious venues throughout Central Florida. She's captured the attention of media by appearing on many radio shows and also in print magazine. But before you meet Christina, take a look at this.
I love my sister so much. She's really succeeded recently. 2 years ago, she had her first gig, I think. And now she's all the way over here. It's crazy. I'm really proud of her, to be honest.
I perform at many local venues. I've done the Sharon Morse Theater in the Villages, right before Air Supply, might I add. I felt nervous in the beginning. I feel like I should have been more nervous. I just got to do what I love, which is performing.
She does take her music very seriously. She has had 26 songs released already, including her album that she released in September. And the work that she does around music, it made me believe that she's in the right track and that she's doing the right thing for herself.
Music is just beautiful. Everybody loves music, and I feel like if I can relate to other people, then I've succeeded.
Christina, welcome to the show. I'm so happy to have you.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yes, our pleasure. Now, I know that you've been performing throughout Central Florida in venues that a lot of us would to die for be at. Like, for example, the Hard Rock Cafe. What was that like?
It was an honor. It was amazing. It's thinking about it has me reliving the moment. It was so nice to be there. It was great. I got to be on the stage. It was a very big stage. It was just me, so I was just trying to fill up the stage and just, soak it all in, take in the whole room. I was just in shock.
No, I can only imagine. I mean, do you get nervous?
Of course. Of course I get nervous. Everybody gets nervous, at least a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And what do you do with those nerves? I mean, can you just tuck them in and go on with the moment? Sometimes
you use that, it makes you better. Sometimes you just kind of have to let it go. Mm-hmm. Just, the show must go on, so.
It does.
And once you start, you kind of forget it anyway. It's just before you start, you get really nervous, and then once you start, it just goes away, so.
So that's how you deal with your nerves?
Mostly.
You just let it go?
Yeah.
Do you get caught up in the audience? I mean, does that help, or is it the feedback that you get from the audience? What kind of show was that? You said were you the only artist there? Did you open for someone?
I was the only artist there. I opened for they had this charity event at the Hard Rock Cafe, and they had a performer, me, in the very beginning of it all. And that was, I was singing to the tables that they had there. They had tables seated, round tables, and people were coming in to just, people that supported the charity event, the fundraiser. And that's what that was for. Were you on a stage? I was, yes.
And I know you play several instruments, and we'll talk about that a little later, but what did you do? Did you play your guitar? Did you play the keyboard?
I played both. I played the guitar and the keyboard, and I sang.
You amaze me. I mean, really, truly, you do. I said at the age of 16, I can understand why you created this interest and this following, because when I got, your audition, I'm thinking right away, this young lady has done a lot. I wonder how old she is. And I don't know if I had gotten your bio at that time. I may have. But I thought that it was a lot for someone your age. Where did you begin?
I began a very long time ago. It's just always been something that's been with me since I was super little, two and a half, around there. I just would sing, and I would say songwrite, but when you're 2.5, you don't really write. So you kind of, you could, but I didn't. What I would do is I would just sit in a room, and I would just start singing, and I'd have my mom record me, and I would just continue on with these songs for like 10 minutes. It's the longest song ever. That's how that started. And then as I grew, I started, actually structuring my songs better. So
When you say you grew, how old were you when you structured your first song?
I would probably say around 6.
No wonder they had you featured as 40 under 40. I mean,
That was also an honor.
well, we'll talk about that a little bit more later, but I mean, to structure a song, I know a little bit about songwriting. When you say structure a song at 6 years old, I'm thinking, you should be watching whatever the latest cartoon is or playing a video game. I mean, do you find yourself engrossed in this whole music journey, or do you have time for other things?
I used to have time for Girl Scouts and other activities like that, but up until now, recently, I've just been focusing on music because that's taken up most of my time with the performances and events that I've been doing. And
Well, I mean, you're doing a wonderful thing, music. If you had something to focus on, besides cartoons, I would say music. Music is a very good choice because not only is it for you, but it's for us. And that, again, and I'll say it time and time again, that's what I love about music. It's not a selfish thing. You may write some songs selfishly, but then someone hears that song and, boy, it makes an impression in their lives because of what they're going through or whatever.
And that's my goal for my music. My comfort is that whenever I'm going through something, I know that at least one other person has to also be going through it. It's not just me, So if I can make songs that can relate to other people, then I've achieved my goal.
And in those 25 songs, y'all, this young lady has released, she's 16 years old. I mean, of those 25 songs, is there a song in particular that you've gotten feedback from your fans about how they felt when they heard it?
One that I've gotten a lot on is my song Echo. I released that this year. It has a lot of violins. It's kind of orchestral type music.
Violins are beautiful. I have an affinity for them as well. And especially in orchestral. I didn't get a chance to listen to that song Echo, but I will.
Okay.
Because, I like the vibe that you're telling me about it. And you said, now, did you say you wrote it for a particular reason, what inspired you, or you just came up with?
That song was written because I was feeling like it was just a time period where things seemed kind of, believe it or not, they seemed really easy. And for some reason that felt really empty to me. That's kind of the idea of echo. It just feels like it's not, just hollow, doesn't feel full, doesn't feel like.
Do you like to keep busy like that?
I do. I would say that I write well when I'm busy because I have more to write about. So I would say yeah, I like to be busy. I like to stay busy. That's usually how it's always been. Whether it's with music or not, I've always been kind of busy.
Kind of busy.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Busy is good. And it's led you on a beautiful path. I mean, I mentioned being featured as 40 under 40, but you've been on radio.
I have.
You've been featured other times in magazines.
Yes.
Am I correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was featured in 40 Under 40 and the Extraordinary People, I believe, feature.
I remember that one, yeah.
It's amazing. It's such an honor to be in there because, this is my dream. And the fact that, I get recognized for something like that, it makes me feel so good. It makes me, work harder and, get towards my goal, make my goals come true. You know what I mean?
Well, deservingly so, an extraordinary person that you are. But let's talk about, because this just happened, the 40 under 40.
It did, yes.
And I mean, how did these people find you? I was on a radio show talking about this show, and they said, oh, you got to get this young lady. I think I told you this story on your show. Her name is Christina. I said, Christina Vukel? And I probably said your name wrong at that time. He said, yes, the radio host knew you. So you really have gotten the attention of a lot of people in your hometown and beyond. How did they find you?
I was looking to promote my album that came out on sometime in September, I believe. And it was a process. I've never had to promote an album before. That was my first album that I've ever, actually released. So it was a different, new experience for me. So I remember that I reached out to one of the radio shows, and then they reached out back, and then they were like, yeah, that would be great if you come on our show. And then I did, talked about my album a little bit. And then I went back again to the same show, and we talked a little bit more, and it was great. I also was recommended for one of them.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I was recommended for one of them. And it's an honor, like I say that a lot, but it really is. It's like, not a lot of people get the chance to be on the radio, and if I get to be on the radio, that's so cool. I got to, just talk about what I like to do.
Well, you say it a lot, and I believe you. Some people get caught up in the stardom of it all, and I just love not only your music, but I love your personality.
Thank you.
And how you openly share. And speaking of your music, I know you're going to perform for us. We're really excited. Tell me about the song you're going to perform.
Okay, so the song I'm going to perform for you is called Gotta Keep Moving, and it's a very new one. It is not in the album, they say. It's very new. It's about keep moving. It's really like on the title, but in depth, it's like especially with what I want to do, you really just have to keep going with the flow. That's what I've been noticing. It's just been a go with the flow type of thing. Even when other things start to change around you, you just have to keep doing what you're doing, and you can't stop, like with obstacles and things that come your way. You can't stop, and because time keeps moving, so you got to keep moving, and that's kind of what the song is about.
And that's what you are doing, moving.
Yes.
And we want to hear you sing it. Here is Christina Vukel with Keep Moving.
Water never stops flowing, there will always be a breeze. So why should I start slowing down when all I need is to keep moving? All I need is time that I'm losing. I'll be fine, just gotta keep moving. I just gotta keep moving. Gotta keep moving. Just keep moving. The world never stops spinning, and neither does my mind. I know I keep forgetting, so please remind me to keep moving. All I need is time that I'm losing. I'll be fine, just gotta keep moving. I just gotta keep moving. Gotta keep moving. Just keep moving. Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. Gotta keep moving. Just keep moving. Gotta keep moving.
Christina, I really like that song.
Thank you.
Wow. Love the vibe that it left me with.
Thank you.
Yes. So I want to talk to you a little bit more about your musical journey. I know you told me you started at 2, writing, right? Could you kind of like give us from the beginning to where you're at now with your
Yes.
musical journey?
So when I was younger, I was always very emotional, but I didn't really talk about it as much as I wasn't very expressive. That's what I'm trying to say. I wasn't very expressive, and I had a lot to express, so I didn't really know how to get it out there. And the minute that I started performing and started letting it out through music, it really gave me an outlet to say what I wanted to say without really saying it, singing it, and playing it through music. So playing instruments started when I was very little, but I didn't, it didn't stick with me. But then when I got around 8, and then I got more serious about it, I started teaching myself how to play guitar, a little bit of piano, and then that helped me write more songs, because I find it very helpful to be able to play music and write songs and sing at the same time, because it helps you develop the song better. And so that helped me a lot with my songwriting, being able to play the guitar. And then once I got to about 5th, 6th grade, so I was about 11, when I started playing more instruments, I actually started taking lessons for guitar, and then I started taking lessons for piano. And those were the 2 instruments I started with. And then I started writing more and more songs, because I had more instruments to play with, more instruments to experiment with, and more, just more ways to express myself. And then as I started, learning more instruments, then after that I learned how to play the drums, because, I could just be a one-woman band. I was really thinking that. I was like, if I can play instruments in a band, I can be my one-woman band. And so that was kind of the inspiration for that. So I learned how to play the drums.
If I may interrupt you, because I'm listening to what you're saying. Oh, I started to teach myself this, and then I started to play that. But then I had a guitar teacher. I mean, how do you teach yourself all of these instruments?
Well, I started out with learning guitar. And when I taught myself guitar, it started out just me experimenting, just holding down any chord that I could possibly do as an 8-year-old. And so I strummed it. If it sounded good, then I played it. And if it didn't sound good, then I didn't play it anymore. And then I kind of realized that I kind of had to be more serious about it. So then I started looking up how to play chords, specifically Googling it. So that's kind of how that started. It was very simple though. It was really just strumming and just holding one chord. But you got to start somewhere. So
yeah, you do. I mean, most of us start and stop. I know I started keyboards and I stopped. But the fact that you stayed with it, it makes me feel like, and I said it when you sent me your information to be on the show. I said, you're serious. And then I think about the fact that you've released all these songs. Now, I know you have a very important person in your life that helps you through this. Can you tell us a little bit about her?
So.
And I know it's a her, because
it is a her, yes. My mom is she plays such a big part in it. I have to say my whole family, because I was blessed with a very supportive family. And I'm so grateful, but specifically my mom, because my sister is in middle school, so she can only support me as much as a 13-year-old can. And my dad, he's also very supportive. He, encourages me every day. He's just you're doing so great, But my mom, she's always there with me, always helping me get these performances, and helps me get out there more, and gives me the encouragement that I need to keep moving and keep going. And I'm just so grateful, because I just am.
And I'm sure she's helped you make those good choices as well.
Definitely.
Help you with some of these venues and these interviews that you had. Yes. I mean, after all, you are a student.
Yes.
And what school do you attend?
I attend Dora High School, wearing the school colors.
Oh, school colors, orange and white.
Yes.
Okay, see, I didn't know that. So what are your favorite songs, popular songs today, and why?
I listen to a lot of 70s music, so it's a lot from back then, but recent music, let me think. I mean, songs that I play, Ain't No Rest for the Wicked, Cage the Elephant. That's a great one. This isn't recent, but it's another one that I love to perform every time I do a gig or performance. Love Potion Number 9.
Oh.
I love that song with a passion. It's a great one. I always have fun performing that one. Let me think. Ooh, Smooth by Santana.
Stop. I love that song
so much.
Oh, it's one of my all-time favorites.
Yes, I love that song.
Song. Do you cover that?
I don't cover Smooth, but I cover Evil Ways by Santana.
Okay. And I do notice, I looked at your set list. Now, you do include some covers, but you have so many original songs.
Yes.
How in the world can you fit in a cover?
I mean, I switch my originals out because when you're going to performances, people want to find relatable music. So you want to put in covers that they can, reference back to songs that they know. And then I also want to add in songs that I wrote that are also relatable. That's, like I said, I like to write songs that people can relate to. But yeah, when you're performing, you kind of want to have songs that people already know so they can, just have fun.
I'm just listening to you and I'm like, how does this young lady know all this at 16? I mean, some people never learn those lessons all of their lives. Do you think like you're an old soul? Have you ever heard that term?
I've heard that before, yes.
That you're an old soul?
I've heard that before.
I mean, I'm just learning this now because, of course, you was nice enough to send me a lot of information about yourself, and I enjoyed every bit of it. And you have music videos too.
I do.
Oh, tell me about those.
Okay, so I started doing music videos when I started doing music because that was with the studio that I was working with, Brick Studios, by the way. They've been so helpful to me. They've been supporting me since the very beginning of my music career.
What's the name of the studio?
Brick Studios.
Brick?
Yes, Brick Studios.
Where are they located?
They were located in Leesburg, but not anymore.
Oh, my hometown.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's when I started my music videos. And I love doing music videos. It gives me like something different, something that I didn't think that I would enjoy because I kind of freeze up when a camera is put on me a little bit because you don't know how to pose. I don't know like what to do. But when you're doing a music video, you kind of have to stay busy with like playing the piano or playing the guitar. So you kind of don't look as awkward as you think you would. Your hands are always busy doing something. So it's not as bad.
Yeah, no, I mean, music videos are a lot of fun, and I think music videos are important because they support the message in your music.
Right, yeah.
And you can even kind of change it slightly, right? Do you think your videos have been pretty much on point with what the song is, or have you changed it up a little bit?
I think that most of my videos relate like right to what the song is about or right to what the song talks about. Like in my song Buy Some Time, that one, it kind of has like a more 70s type of vibe to it. It's more of like
that. Yeah.
That's kind of what I was going for in there because when you listen to this song, to me anyway, my vision for that song is it kind of feels like a very 70s vibe, kind of a little bit hippie, a little bit of like, just traveling on the road, free spirit type of vibe. And that's kind of what I was going for in that video. And it turned out amazing. I love that video so much.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's like a 70s vibe. Like, that's interesting. Like, why do you think you gravitate towards 70s music? Is it what your parents listened to?
That's what I grew up listening to. My parents, that's stuff they always play when I was little. So that's kind of stuff that stuck with me. And then that's also music that stays on the radio. That's something that never really goes away. You'll listen to pop and then the next song will be something from the 70s.
Exactly.
So the 70s always comes back around. So it just, sticks with everybody.
Well, good choice.
Thank you.
Good choice. So talking about music, it's time for us to hear you perform again.
Okay.
And we're super excited. What are you going to perform for us this time?
I'm going to perform Taking All of the Heat. It's a song from my album, They Say.
They Say, okay. All right. Well, we're looking forward to that.
I'm looking forward to playing.
Excellent. So here's Christina with Taking All the Heat.
You'll light the match and they'll start the flame and they'll laugh like it's a game. Is it getting hot in here or is it just me? 'Cause I'm at the boiling point where it just has to be. Why
Christina, all the heat, huh?
All the heat.
That was pretty smooth. I like that.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So I want to play a little game with you.
Okay.
And it's 6 questions in 60 seconds.
I'm ready.
Okay? You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Start the clock. This is easy. What is your favorite color, Christina?
My favorite color is blue.
And what is your all-time favorite song, not including one of your songs?
My all-time favorite song, probably Smooth by Santana.
Who inspired you to become a musician?
My inspiration is probably the world around me, the patterns of life.
Okay. That's a good inspiration, right?
Thank you.
And what are your plans for the future?
I would like to go to college for musical composition, musical production, looking at the Belmont University, Nashville, Tennessee.
Very good. Good luck with that.
Thank you.
Yes. And I ask this question often, but what's an unpopular opinion that you have?
Well, I'm allergic to peanuts, so peanut butter is overrated.
And what is your favorite genre of music?
My favorite genre of music would probably have to be yacht rock.
There's so many fusions and new musics today, but thank you, Christina. I think you made it. They didn't tell
that
me.
was-
Oh, she didn't make it? Oh, man.
Oh.
It was my fault. She made it. I say she made it. That's our producer of camera there, Jacob, telling me she didn't make it, but she made it. Okay, so Christina, thank you for being on Undiscovered
Thank you
Talent
for having
today.
me. Thank you.
It was such a pleasure having you, hearing you perform, and learning about your story. That's really important to us. We want to know the person behind the music. Undiscovered Talent gives a platform to people like Christina and others to share their talent and their story. We are so happy that you joined us. Please join us next time. I'm Kelly. I've been your host. Peace out.